Hello again, folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I'm your Game Master, Darius. Last we left off, we had been to the shrine of the old Deadeye, Aristel himself, and face off against a Lilitu. It was a little bit one-sided once I finally summoned the Azata, but that's besides the point. As I really had considered just kind of with the rest of the story, but we can't proceed with the story unless we do Crusade mode. So I looked through the difficulty some to see what it is that we can do, and pay no attention to the rest of these because this is how the difficulty is. Because yes. Now, with the Crusade mode, it is currently set to story. Story makes it so as difficulty multiplies by 3 the amount of resources. All that fun stuff basically makes it so we almost can't fail Crusade mode. Almost. Seems. Cannot fall below -50, which I believe is the actual point of, can't proceed with the Crusade mode, which, thinking about it, isn't that bad, because Crusade mode basically makes it so as we're locked out of certain areas until we do certain fortresses. Like, I can't go up and help Wuljif with his thing until that fortress is taken care of. So, to that end, I actually am looking at Crusade Auto Mode. Strategic management of the Crusade continues without the player's involvement. Once activated, this mode cannot be deactivated. Has no effect on the main story, but some side quests associated with Crusade mode become impossible to complete. The defeat of the Crusader armies becomes impossible. Demon Forge blocking access to the captured regions will be liberated in stages. So what that means is that I'm pretty sure any of these places where it's like, let's see, how this fortress might reward us with a certain thing. That's a big ass elephant. Or another one might be rewarding us with, hey, here's, where was it? Was it Winter Sun? No. There was one down here. There was one somewhere that would reward us with 10,000 experience points if we managed to take it over. And the like. And I think it's those ones that we would lose access to the boons from. We want to be able to deal with those any further, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, yeah, like this one would give us 5,000 experience points and so on and so forth. And there's ones that would give magic items, but here's the thing, the chances, unless there's particularly great magical items, I don't think that there's much merit in me continuing doing the Crusade mode, because as fun as the Crusade mode can be, it is time consuming to say the least. Like, my strongest army for the Crusade mode is this level 7 gal who has just kind of been going around clearing out things. And as much as I really want to have fun with the Crusade mode, I mostly just enjoyed the adventuring mode the most. So I'm going to drop a quick save here, and I am going to, let's see, I'm going to have it just take care of itself, because if you turn on the automatic management mode, you won't be able to turn it off and leave the Crusade manually. That's fine. Yep, there we go. Now it is just us adventurers doing our thing. We lose access to all the menus pertaining to that. And we don't even see all of the army icons anymore. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I mostly have been having fun with the adventuring mode anyways. I'll just sneak past the enemies. Right. It should also make it so as the game itself won't be agonizingly longer. Hi.
I'll prove I'm the best.
I bet you will. Hey, look at that. Snowball? God damn. Sir, why is Snowball on your menu, on your bar thrice? Weirdo. Scorching Ray? No Scorching Ray. God, I long for the day that Errant gets to have a little bit of speed. Just a smidgen. It's just scotch. Yes. Now I'm just realizing too, if I were to give, not Woljif, who was I gonna say? If I give Ember a level or two of Rogue, that Scorching Ray shit, yeah, that Scorching Ray shit would also have sneak attack. It's a tempting idea. But I think her continuing as the stigmatized witch might be better. In the long run. I'm gonna start collecting some of this other giant stuff, if only because it's like, oh hey, we're gonna loop around here. We're not gonna continue resting because, wait, can we not? Oh. Wait, does that remove corruption too? Because they're fatigued. Hmm. 3 levels corruption. No, corruption is still around. The strangest out of all of us, girl. I don't know how you managed to survive this long, but I will discover your secret. Said all of us, so you have found friends after all. Don't think that's how she meant it, but okay. Alright, so a little funky. Because the Crimwood. It took us like a day to go around all that way. And when we did have Crusader mode, we were able to teleport? What happened to the teleporty? Unless I just couldn't teleport because of the fortresses now being removed. Really? Well, I suppose now we can go up to this pitfall area. Sure, why not? Just gonna go on up there. Fatigue. Yeah, how the hell are you supposed to... Because we automatically make the save unless we roll a 1. It's kind of ridiculous.
If my gran could see me now, I wonder what she'd say. I wonder what put that in my head. Well, that's my night ruined now. I'm gonna hear that old hag's voice in my head all day tomorrow.
At least we didn't run into another encounter. But now we're suffering... Excuse me? Party members cannot perform charge attacks and suffer -3 penalty to strength, dexterity, and charisma. A little unreasonable there to game. Okay. just seeing if okay. So we're going to go to whatever this is with so much corruption. We literally moved like 10 feet. Strictly speaking, hypothetically, count if you could kill anyone in Mendev, who would you be? Boredom or sanctimony. I would annihilate them in this wretched country if I could, but alas, there is no assassin capable of dealing with such monsters. So did I just screw myself by actually just deactivating Crusader mode? Because, the original pseudo plan was simply to, really? Ugh. The original plan was that I was going to load my save, teleport back from whence I had come from. Oh, that's Darren. Damn it.
Pretty good, aren't I?
And get up. And get up. Oh, you can get up in Fireball, though, so... You too. Yeah, I thought so.
I'm the best.
He says, having to get up and being ambushed. Sir, your magic missiles are rude. I dare not question why the hell her rolls are doing so poorly. Ah, right, spell resistance.
Continue fighting, everyone.
I'm gonna need to have myself a little step away back to the old... Yeah.
Simply business.
Because, yeah.
Strike as one.
Oh, goddamn mirror image. Why didn't we get attack stuff opportunities just then? Alright then. Could have sworn dude still had like 3 other dudes. Hello. Alright, great axe +1. I don't know, 11 hours pass. Because we're going to need to beat freaking feet back to the place to get rid of our corruption. Because everyone's got piss poor stats right at this exact moment. And I can't exactly teleport back to any place because, oh hey, BT dubs. That was apparently in Crusader mode. Kind of feels like a pseudo ham-fisted way to do Crusader mode, but again, whatever. Bottom of this pit is studded with sharp stakes, several corpses and cultist ropes rot in them. Can procure some reagents for creating consumable items here. Why not? Edible moss, pixie dust, slimy skin. Didn't hurt. I swear, if I end up needing to take a rest after having just been over here. Hey, traveling merchant. That's gonna be my life now, isn't it? Just living. Hey, it's Colossal Salesman. Nice to you again. Good to see ya. I do love repeat customers. Shame they don't live long in these parts. Have a look. Don't be stingy. Take your pick. No penny pinching. And when you're all out of money, get some more. Then come find me again. I'm always around here somewhere, so... Or maybe over there. Or if you're really unlucky, I'm way over there. What are you buying? Alright, I want to continue this way a little ways. So what's level 3 corruption? Just dead? In addition, -2 penalty to strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And must make a concentration check with a -6 penalty each time to cast a spell. Anyone else played through this game and kind of thought that the abyssal corruption system might be a little bit ridiculous?
People who sit around hoping they'll be saved are pathetic fools. And when we should be off killing demons, instead we have to go and save their useless hides.
Oh good, 8 hours. I mean, snow ambush. Maybe 4 blocks away. So do we actually have any places that we can actually rest? To get rid of the corruption that isn't just freaking Dresden, because we're quite a ways from getting to Dresden. Most of these places seem to have been mostly empty. I'm gonna risk it. I just want to get the frick back to Dresden to cure the corruption. Okay. Damn, sir. And that's level 3 corruption. Yay. I don't know. Am I the idiot here finding that a little bit unreasonable? Because look, it took us a while to get to level 3 corruption. But we also never went back to Dresden. In any of that time. And I don't know. Are you guys seriously fatigued already?
What, are you planning to spend your whole immortal life living as a beggar? You could win riches, power.
A small amount of riches. That would be nice. I'd give it away to my friends from the River City. They could use it to build new homes after the fire.
God damn it. We're fatigued. We got 3 levels of corruption. This just feels like a fight of attrition at the moment. I don't know. I guess I feel like anything that drastically reduces one's strength for a long period of time with only one place that can actually fix it. And I guess I find that just a little bit unreasonable. Yeah, that suits you. Alright, I know that the bull strength is going to be next to useless. But at least it gets the party up there. Just try to go to Dresden. No. Continue. Continue. Is it just me? Am I the asshole here for saying that the corruption system's a little bit unhinged in a bad way? It's like, I don't know. I guess at that point you just don't know what to do. The Sword of Valor glows as if in greeting. The glow is so bright it's not immediately clear there is another source of light present. The shimmering golden wings of a magnificent angel. I can tell you right now, sir, that I'm going to deeply disappoint you.
Valiant champion of Golarion, allow me to greet you. My name is the Hand of the Inheritor, and I am the Herald of Iomade, the Lightbringer.
Oh, you're gonna be fun. The face of the angel is hidden by a helm, but his eyes are clearly looking at you. When he begins to speak, there's an undercurrent of the excitement in his resounding, proud voice. He says all that stuff. The angel then drops to one knee before you, his grace belaying his monumental status. A rather unexpected visit.
Unexpected? There is nothing unexpected in me seeking an audience with the world's defender. We have much to discuss, champion. You must have many questions for me, and I for you. First of all, I wish to say that I have come here to do what I can to help you. But also because I too need your help. But what I need most of all is an answer to a question that has been troubling me.
Alright, if you are here, does that mean I truly am Iomede's chosen?
What does your heart tell you?
Nothing. I've gained these abilities out of nowhere and I have no idea what to do with them.
For someone wandering in the darkness of ignorance, you have stumbled upon the path of righteousness with surprising alacrity. You thwarted Discari's plot in Canabris, fought your way through the lands conquered and corrupted by demons, reclaimed Dresden, and reclaimed a great relic, the Sword of Valor, seizing it from profane hands. Who could have achieved more? Listen, I cannot answer yes or no to your question, for it would not be an honest answer. Do not wait for me to say, here is the power bestowed upon you from on high, and this is the task you must complete. That will not happen. For my Lady Iomade, righteous Queen of Heaven, may mark a mortal with her blessing, but she would never seek to impose her will. Sometimes even I am not privy to her plans. I have come to you not at her command, but of my own accord. But I would recognize the light of heaven in any soul, and I see it in you. I can only guess how and why it was lit. Perhaps finding the answer to this question is a trial you must undergo.
One second, I have Gilded open and that keeps on blipping every so often. I apologize. Well, I have so many questions for you. Will you tell me about Iomade and the heavens?
Most certainly, with great pleasure. But first, let's discuss the issues of the day.
All right.
I'm sure we'll have time to talk after that.
What did you want to ask?
I sense astonishing power in you, akin to my own. But not just that. Many of Heaven's warriors fought the monsters of the World Wound, and among them there was one I especially cherished. My young comrade and friend, Lariel.
Oh, yeah. That's how we got the sword in the first place, wasn't it?
He and his sister Targona crafted holy weapons and exchanged them as a sign of loyalty and camaraderie. Lariel and Targona both disappeared in those dark years when we lost Dresden and the Sword of Valor. Even I failed to find any trace of my friends. But you carry an echo inside you, the memory of Lariel's sword. How did this come to be?
When you say I carry an echo of Lariel's sword, you mean this?
Yes, I recognize this power as mortals recognize the voice of a dear friend. It's so sad to know I will never again see the one to whom this sword once belonged. But to see its light still shining in worthy hands gives me hope.
I received the sword in the caves beneath Canabras. I had a vision in which Lariel was betrayed, died protecting his mortal companion.
Yes, that sounds like him. He loved mortals, and understood them better than many of us celestial warriors did. Or at least, he thought he understood them. But you say the vision visited you in the caves beneath Canabras? I see now. The suffering of the first Crusaders, whose children were maimed by the demon's strange villainy, was a matter very close to Lariel's heart. For most of us, our only concern was defeating the demons. But Lariel wanted to protect mortals above all else. I think he went into those caves in search of the people who came to be known as mongrels. But demons often use our virtues to hurt and torment. They turned a rescue mission into a deadly trap. They will pay for this sin and others. Forgive me for my outburst, and thank you for your story. At least now I know what fate my dear friend suffered.
Yeah, mortals kind of suck like that. You know who killed Lariel? The creature resembled Discari and possessed immense power.
Many demons in the Abyss mimic the appearance of their repellent master, but I do not think it was a Darachni or a similar beast. I find myself reluctant even to utter this name under the skies of Golarion, but there is a monster who takes special pleasure in killing warriors of heaven. It's called the Echo of Discari, for it truly is an echo. Not a demon born of the Abyss, but an artificial creation of the Lord himself, wrought by him and several of his mortal followers. I sense his fetid mark in this tale. The Echo likes to strike by stealth, weaving an intricate web of lies and treason, and he despises everything connected to heaven and Iomedae. I am not in the least surprised that he hunted Lariel down.
Game of lasting generations, Lord of Locusts, established multiple cults. Okay, so it's essentially an avatar. Cool. We might get to kill the avatar of a demon lord. Do you know anything about the people who accompanied Lariel to the caves? Most of them were traitors, but one girl stood against them and she perished.
Alas, I do not know the names of traitors or the heroine. Lariel died shortly before the World Wound opened its mouth for a second time, devouring new lands. Many Crusaders disappeared in those dark days of chaos. The lists of the dead and missing were long. I assume the names of Lariel's companions were lost along with them. Perhaps those traitors are honored as fallen heroes today.
Well, I guess I have no more questions.
I do. This story is not over, and I humbly ask for your help.
Oh boy. What help would the Herald of a Goddess need from me?
I will ask for help not for myself, but for the righteous souls who may be in danger. Listen, I am going to reveal a secret to you that no Crusader has known before, except for the righteous Queen Galfrey. The demons believe their control over the World Wound is absolute, especially at its heart, the corrupted lands near the Threshold Fortress. But this is not true. There, in that web of evil, lies an enclave of the forces of good, the last shrine of ill-fated Sarkoris. That place is called Pelura's Fall. The Shimmering Maiden is an Imperial Lord, our comrade and friend. She was able to conceal her temple from the eyes of the demons, and keep it hidden all these years, from the opening of the World Wound until this very day. The waterfalls that gave name to the temple have run dry, but not the bravery of those who stood guard when their nation fell. The servants of Pelura have an important mission. They explore the World Wound from the inside, looking for ways to close it once and for all and restore the lands of Sarkoris. They have risked their lives, forsaking all joys and rewards in pursuit of this goal, and they have been busy with their research for 100 years. Secrecy is their only protection. If that is lost, all the forces of the Crusader army will not be enough to protect the temple. I would not reveal this secret to anyone else, but the light of heaven is so bright in you that I cannot help but trust it. Moreover, I would like you to visit Pelura's Fall with me. There are 2 reasons for this. First, I am worried about the fate of our valiant allies, and I want you to meet them, champion. Second, I would like you to show them the light of Lariel's sword. As I mentioned, this sword was created by his sister Targona. She went missing at the same time as her celestial brother. We found no evidence of her death nor any other trace of her. But by touching the sword she made, the seers of Pelura might shed some light upon her fate. Please, help me in this task. My heart yearns to find my lost comrades, or to punish those responsible for their deaths.
Tell me about Pelura.
She is an Imperial Lord, a powerful angel, one of our most important allies, and my loyal friend. She is the mistress of the stars, and the mysterious light of the Aurora. Sarkoris was the land where Pelura was revealed with particular fervor, where her most important temples were located. When the demons came to this poor land, the priests and devotees of Pelura accepted the challenge bravely. Many died protecting and healing their friends in the first years of the calamity. This saddened the Shimmering Maiden. Pelura boldly decided to intervene in the affairs of mortals, and used powerful spells to hide her main temple. Even the strongest of demons cannot find it.
God, I forgot how long-winded angels tend to be. Tell me about the temple and the people who live there.
Pelura's Fall was once a great Sarkorian shrine. From the city of Iz and other lands, the burial barges of great chiefs would go there to set off on their last journey into the mighty streams of the falls. But the temple was famous not only as a final resting place. Pelura is the patron of stargazers. Her servants possess celestial wisdom. In reading the stars, they discover the mysteries and secrets of the world. In times of old, people would seek their counsel on many different matters, and they were respected and honored throughout Sarkoris. Today, Pelura's Fall is not what it once was. 100 years of isolation has placed an unbearable burden on the shoulders of the stargazers and their guards. But they persevere, despite the hardships. You should meet these people, for you could not hope to find a better example of self-denial and resilience.
I'm going to assume that the Stargazers are either, at the least, some of the more long-lived races in Galarian, because I cannot see them being humans unless they're, like, really venerable at this point. I want to know more about Targona and Lariel.
Heaven's grief at their loss could not be any greater. Lariel and Targona were daring and merciful in equal measure, and relentless in fighting evil. They called each other brother and sister because one soul was used to create them. Yes, it happens. Sometimes an angel is made of many souls, or the essence of the upper planes. And sometimes, one soul can give life to several supernatural creatures. This was the case with Targona and Lariel.
Yeah, remember a while ago when I was talking about how Arushale was formed out of several evil souls and whatnot? It's the same way with angels and Aeons and all these other celestial creatures. And demonic.
When the world wound opened, they were the first to go to the mortal's aid. Alas, heaven was in extreme upheaval after great Arodin died. When the evil mind of Arilu Vorlesh, paired with the will of cursed Discari, shook the foundations of the world. While the other angels and Imperial Lords were slowly waking up to the disaster that was unfolding by holding councils and getting bogged down in speculation, Targona and Lariel were already fighting demons, leading refugees out of the fallen Sarkoris, and trying to find out what had happened on Golarion and how to deal with it. For what had happened was so monstrous, so extraordinary, that even heaven did not know what to expect next. When Mendev answered the challenge of the Abyss and became the kingdom of Crusaders, Targona and Lariel shared the hardships and glories of the First Crusade with their mortal comrades. And then they both disappeared. First Lariel, and then his sister immediately after. I was unable to search for them the moment I found out, for the World Wound had just reopened and Dresden had fallen. It was a tremendous blow for everyone. By the time I was able to begin the search, the tide of chaos had swept away all traces of them. Only your arrival has shed some light on the sad fate of Lariel.
I mean, cool, but I need to settle other matters before I go to Pelura's Fall.
As you wish, champion. Find me when you decide it's time to go to Pelura's Fall, for only I can transport you to the secret temple.
To that end, oh thank God, simply because, you know, I'd rather not go in the current state that I am in. Because that would be bad. I gotta talk to everyone, but I think at first I gotta see about getting some... Oh. Funky. I ought to see about getting some rest for our characters, because every single one of them are fatigued in the worst sort of ways. And somehow I know that the people wanting counsel and whatnot are going to be all like, no, I wanted to... It's better not make it so as I get sucked into a bunch of things. A Kellet in a well-worn travel robe with a deep hood offers you a respectful bow. His voice is quiet and emotionless. Greetings, Commander. To be granted an audience with a figure of such importance is a great honor. Your victories have impressed and inspired me, which is why I wish to do my part in the Crusader's struggle. Who are you? The visitor's quiet voice sounds like a rustling of pages, dry and impersonal. My name is Velg, and I'm a Kellet. My lineage dates back to the Sarkorian clans, and bonds of kinship have always been sacred to my family. When the world wound opened, my ancestors fled Sarkoris, but they did not forget their homeland. Even before the Crusades began, my great-great-grandfather marched in defense of our people. He perished, as they all did. My great-grandfather and his eldest sons joined the First Crusade. My grandfather joined the Second. Our family's warriors have fought in every crusade, and that is what our bloodline is now extinct. They say this crusade will be the last, so I've come alone. But there is no one else. Alas, I'm no warrior, but I still wish to be of help. How do you plan to help us? His words, devoid of color and emotion, run together to form a monotonous, endless stream. For 23 years, I have been gathering documents on Sarkoris. They contain numerous mentions of the history of the Blackwater clan. The clan was beset by demons, and its members had dedicated themselves to creating a powerful weapon against the world wound. The clan needed more time, but no support came from their neighbors, and so the Blackwaters were destroyed. But the fate of the clan is not important right now. What is important is that, thanks to certain ancient maps, I have been able to pinpoint the location of their settlement. If you go there, you'll be able to verify my findings, and if you happen to find a weapon that will help you fight the demons, will bring me satisfaction and pride. My life will have a purpose. What kind of a weapon were they working on? My thoughts on this matter are pure speculation. Perhaps it was a blade that could cut down even a demon lord, or an artifact that could call upon the endless hosts of spirits, or a circlet that could reverse the flow of time or erase the planar invaders from reality. There's a lot of speculation there. The Blackwater clan operated in secrecy to protect their work from spies, unfortunately an ever-present concern, and to avoid drawing the demons' attention before the time was right. You certainly have an odd way of speaking. I'm a scholar. I know how to speak through manuscripts and prefer to express my thoughts using a quill instead of my tongue. Social interaction is not my area of expertise, so I ask for your understanding when it comes to my rather rudimentary communication skills. Can't help but imagine Errant would side-eye Ninio at this point. Look back and be all like, No, I totally understand. I'll put this information to good use. It pleases me to be of use to you. Commander, I have some information for you, though what I found out is mostly innocent. It might be cause for concern. Concern? What do you mean? It's about the well-being of one of your companions. Tell me. Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. We usually turn a blind eye to such things, though it's against regulations. We let them enjoy themselves as long as they don't cause too much trouble, and that's usually the case. But recently, my people have noticed Sauciel among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on them. As you know, I usually keep my nose out of other people's private affairs. With all these spicy cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is, but this time is about someone you trust with your life, so maybe you should do something about it. This isn't an official report, just a tip-off from a friend. A friend is a strong word when it comes to me and Sauciel. Thank you for the information. You're welcome. Hey, Window Egg. A fresh bruise swells on the huntress's cheekbone. Window Egg releases a furious hiss reminiscent of the nest of fighting vipers. I'm so sick and tired of it. I can't tell what irritates me more, the stupidity of the Upperlanders' way of life or the arrogance with which they can call themselves. They call anything else savagery. Hey, Window Egg, have you noticed the giant welt on your face or something? Under her mask of anger, you can clearly see her insecurity and wounded pride. What happened? Avoiding eye contact with you, Window Egg growls quite slightly. It's nothing, just had a run-in with a bunch of morons who have crap for brains. Remember how I told you that Uplanders sometimes need a good beating to teach them respect? Well, I had to knock some sense into them. Tell me everything. This crooked tiefling approached me. He was fawning over me and smiling, and he brought me some good wine, and he kept saying that he'd be thrilled if I'd just take a look at his weapons. He said he was a craftsman and that he'd be really flattered if a fighter of my quality appraised his work. So I did, and he kept pushing. Take a look at this blade, try out this bow, the scumbag. So I chose a dagger for myself, a good one, with a blackened blade and a skinner. I really liked it. I picked it up, praised the work of that horn-headed scum, told him he was a decent craftsman and that I was impressed, and off I went. But then he pounced me, grabbed my arm. You must understand, Master, that I couldn't let him go unpunished. So I knocked his teeth out with the handle of that very same dagger. He started yelling that I stole from him, and the crowd gathered, and everyone was giving me dirty looks, like they were also superior, as if I was some savage who crawled out from a hole just to bother them, these squeaky clean scumbags. What do they know? In that home, every craftsman sees it as an honor if a hunter chooses his weapon. These Uplanders, ugh. Window Egg's eyes are ablaze and lets out a hiss, baring her teeth, while bewilderment still seeps into her voice. I don't know if this was one of those important decisions where you had to lean into her or whatnot. This world is full of idiots. Sometimes I feel like knocking a couple of teeth out too, as he just reminisces about other party members he's had. Ansi chuckled and immediately throws a wary glance at you. You're not saying that to comfort me, are you? I don't need to be comforted. Comfort a fighter who's not afraid of blades or demon claws? Don't be ridiculous. Her expression clearing, Window Egg nods and regains her usual ease. I knew you would understand. It's not like I give a damn what they say. Why would I? Stupid blunders. Ha! Her voice sounds a little too nonchalant. There's just one question left to answer. What should I do with the dagger now? An elegant weapon with a blackened blade appears in Window Egg's hand. And you took it after the fight? So? Should I have left it to that one-eyed waste of space instead? Oh yeah. I know exactly what she's talking about then. Yeah. Keep it. Windowag nods, satisfied, and answers in a purring voice. Thank you. I'll consider it a gift from you. Before you stands a tall, fit man whose dark hair is already tinged with gray. He greets you with a brisk military salute. My name is Captain Silkind. I command the vanguard of a mercenary group called the Blackstone Company. Come from Andoran to assist you. I want to know more about your unit. Blackstone Company is proud to be recognized as one of the finest Andoran mercenary regiments, not a bunch of unscrupulous sellswords looking to oppress the innocent and serve the tyrants of the world. No, we're adventurers eager to get involved in a dangerous enterprise and leave it with pockets full of gold and a clear conscience. Which is why we held a vote among our units. We were glad to accept Queen Galfrey's invitation to join the Crusade, though some of our commanders did voice their displeasure with the summons she offered. But like I said, the Andorans are a free people who cannot be pushed around and cannot be bought, only convinced. Why'd you join up with us? Queen Galfrey paid for our services, but please do not think we're fighting for gold alone. We're true sons and daughters of Andoran, so the ideals of equality and resisting enslavement ring true in our hearts. We'll be glad to stand in the way of demons who seek to force mortal kind into bondage. The bulk of our company made camp in Nerosian, but the vanguard, consisting of our finest soldiers, if I may add, was put under your command. Alright, what about you, Captain Selkind? He flashes a genuine smile. I don't even know what to say. I'm a soldier, a bit of an explorer, and just an all-around honest man. If you have to tell someone that you're an honest man, it's a little troubling, but you know what? Get on with your duties. Yes, sir. Glad to be under your command. It'll be an honor to serve with you, Commander. If you have any questions, let me know. Need to talk, I'll be happy to lend an ear. Hey, Rougelet. Everybody said that we're under threat from demons with unusual abilities, like that Nabasu that attacked your army at the Lost Chapel. They're very powerful and they're growing in number. You haven't found out where they're coming from, have you? I'm not sure, but I think I have a lead. I know where to find someone who can lead us to the source of their power. What are you talking about? Hey, oh, that's bad news. That's bad news. My name is Jauru Nika. I'm just gonna say Jauru. She used to live here before the fall of Socorus, but when the demons invaded this world, she happily took their side. The old cannibal knows many secrets. You just have to make her talk. Does this Jauru have any special powers? Her? I doubt it. But still, be careful. She's very old, very sly creature, and she's incredibly dangerous. And where can I find this informer of yours? The place is called the Green Gates. I'll show you how to get there. Long ago, before the World Moon, there was a Circorian fortress there. The Crusaders built a small chapel, but for many, many years the place had been home to nothing but abomination and squalor. How'd you find out about this? Originally quickly looks at the faces of those present and seems to curl in on herself, quietly, almost whispering. He says, that is a long story. I'll tell you when we get there, alright? Oh, thanks for the tip. How would you be of help? It's just, you won't go there without me, will you? I want to personally make sure that this monster doesn't escape you. So we gotta deal with a demon for Woljif. We gotta deal with a hag for a Rougelet. Don't know what's up with Ember. Windowag is a fun lay. What's up with you, Darren? Darren looks around as if not exactly sure what he is doing here. Commander, how's our crusade going? Our crusade? You weren't exactly thrilled to join the Crusaders. Of course I wasn't thrilled, but in unfavorable circumstances a man cannot allow himself to wallow in gloom and despondency. What a man can do is look on the right side of the whole situation and change his circumstances as much as possible. I, for instance, am certain that I'd be able to throw a rip-roaring party even in the crater of an erupting volcano, with my hands tied behind my back. So what brings you to me? Oh, just a trifling thing. I wish to make a donation to the Crusade cause. Seemed a smart decision to me, because what's good for the Crusade is now tightly intertwined with what's good for yours truly. I did have to give the revenue of my estates a good shake-up and send a few couriers scurrying about, but in the end I managed to acquire a couple of decent items. All in all, here's my donation to the Crusade and its commander. You must try them out for yourself. I offer these gifts from the bottom of my heart. Wand of Pox Pustules and a Wand of Ray of Sickening. Well, I can sense your own agenda in your choice of gifts. Clever. I thought of you while selecting these gifts. Now I must beg your forgiveness and bid you farewell. I still have plans in order and send a package of special gifts to my dearest cousin. Oh, it's the traveling group. Good day, your commandership. It is we, the artistic board of the Next Door Theater. We're still working on our piece about your heroism. We have even taken on a few new crew members. We now have a master of stage equipment and scenery. It's my daughter, Tina. Tina, say hello to this commandership. We are faced with another dilemma. We simply cannot decide on a climactic moment for the acts that... It's all about the Battle of Dresden. Here, you listen to the options. Grandma Gretlin holds the scroll up before her eyes and begins to read, running a gnarled finger along each line. Option 1. The commander, so that's you, launches himself out of a catapult and smashes down the fortress wall, allowing for the armories to rush inside. Option 2. So, commander, that's you again, masquerades as a succubus and creeps into Dresden in disguise, and then opens the gates to the Crusaders. Option 3, the commander, so that's you again, rides to the attack on an enormous mountain goat, or shall we call it a battering ram, and it breaks down the city gates. Well, what do you say? The part of me just wants to say the battering ram, because that is hardcore in the funniest sort of ways. Guards, get these clowns out of here. Actually, out of Dresden altogether. But the art! She throws up her hands. Never mind. We have the only things that matter. Talent and motivation. The stage and the audience can be found later. This is a group that never ends. Commander, I have alarming news. Sir Siar seems to be ill. Who again? Nightly, never bite. I would address it on Queen Galfrey's orders to assist the commander of the 5th Crusade. He stepped back almost completely from commanding his people. His ever-bright Crusaders are a large and experienced force. Our strategy relies heavily on them. Please talk to him. It might be time for Sir Siar to step down and hand over the leadership to a younger, more energetic knight. Not a young man anymore. Must be a struggle to keep up with his responsibilities. What do you know of Sir Siar's trouble? Just rumors, Commander. He says it's like his mind is somewhere else all the time. It's anxious, but won't say what happened. Sir Siar is respected. When people see him acting strangely, it breeds uncertainty in the ranks. Very well, I'll talk to Siar. Thank you, Commander. This is a necessary step to maintain our fighting ability. Why do you get a portrait? Tall, gaunt half-elf salutes you solemnly. Commander, it's an honor to call this first meeting of the Military Council order. I'm Captain Odan, and I've been serving under your command ever since the assault on the Great Garrison. I'll do my best to be as much use to you as possible in this role. Foundation of the military is cold calculation and discipline. These are the principles I will seek to impart to the Crusaders. If we are to win this war, we must forget about mercy, for our enemies, for our troops, and for ourselves. Well, Commander, your sister Sela is no renowned general, but has spent half her life tussling with evil. Looks like I'll be stepping up on behalf of Iomede's faithful here. I hope my advice will prove useful. Master, your army needs to change. The Uplanders have already proven that their methods of warfare are lacking, and their fastidiousness leads to unnecessary losses. I'll teach them how to cast aside their morals and destroy the enemy by the most ruthless means available. The first issue of the Military Council's agenda is the reorganization of troops. Our infantry has been bled dry. Forces Her Majesty granted us were enough to take Dresden, but we need more troops to hold it. Furthermore, the army was assembled in great haste after the assault in Canabras and was never adequately equipped. Unfortunately, we don't have time for redeployment. Our scouts report that a powerful Balor, Khorramzadeh, was that the one? He oversaw one of the most successful assaults in Canabras and nearly destroyed the World Wound. Was that the one that Judicus stabbed in the ankle? Already preparing a retaliatory strike on Dresden. We can rely on freshly conscripted Mendavian soldiers. They may not have the skill, but our strength, as always, lies in the number and the fervor of the volunteers during the Crusades. We can't throw everyone in the meat grinder. We'll just get our youth skill for nothing. We need to select the best among the recruits, or even better, hold a contest. Bravest and most capable will join the Crusaders. The death count is already highest in the infantry. Its purpose is to serve as a shield. It would be wise to invest our resources in hiring and maintaining and training heavy footmen with shields to ensure maximum protection, even if it limits their mobility and makes them less threatening to the enemy. An ominous smile spreads over Windowag's face. Notice that not all Uplanders are equal. Although some eat and drink all they like, the others sit in stone cells for gongs on end, feeding on refuse. Call those criminals? They have no rights, so why not just force them to join our ranks and get ourselves a fresh supply of troops? Ooh, that's not a bad idea, really. Who is this Balor Khorramzadeh? The most trusted servant of the demon lord Dascari. Among the historians of Mendavian Crusades, he's known as the strategist of the World Wound. Not as renowned as Menago, the conqueror of Dresden, or Hepzamira, the daughter of Baphomet, but he has claimed the most major victories over the forces of Mendev. He's a general and quite possibly one of the best tacticians in the entire Abyss. I've been studying his style of warfare for years. He may seem like an ordinary demon, another typical war taskmaster, but that's a fallacy. Like a beast following a scent, he senses weaknesses in the enemy's defense and strikes at them, sending soldiers to bring targeted carnage. His uncanny charisma attracts more and more soldiers to him, so he's never short on troops and sacrifices them like pawns whenever he pleases in order to achieve his victories. Khorramzadeh is the face of a demon host. For many years I have been gathering research on him, preparing for the day our armies would clash with him once more. I hope my council will help you defeat him, but so far Khorramzadeh has known no defeats. So we could go with the new recruits and be freaking meat grinder right there. Holding contests and select the most proficient warriors to go out and basically get themselves killed. Our faith in tight formation of shield bearers, probably the most logical. Slapping them in heavy armor and shields to form the front line. Or the straight up evil choice where we drag criminals out of their dungeons and make infantry out of them. As much as I want to go with Windowag's choice here, because evil, the main barracks provide, one second, weekly recruitment growth for convicts, cheap and numerous infantry. Oh. If I had continued, this would continued in Crusader mode, this would make it so as all footmen become convicts. So, footmen, convicts. So they'd have less HP, less AP or AC, but they would do more damage. but more promoted to shield bearers. 39, 14, plus 5 to 1 die 6. 161 with 17 damage reduction and be able to wield a heavy pick. Yeah, even if I'm not doing Crusader mode anymore, this just makes the most sense. Although I do want to see footmen become champions. 23 HP, 10 AC, and all of them would be wielding Masterwork Greatsword. We'll put our faith in tight formation of shield bearers. I will monitor the recruiters' work and the preparation of all necessary equipment. Thank you for your time, Commander. When the reforms are finished and the ranks of our infantry are replenished, I'll assemble the military council to discuss new decisions. I just wanted my character to go to bed. Hail, Commander. Before you, an aged yet fit and sturdy Garundi stands at attention. His dark skin has an earthy tone to it, and crystals sparkle forth from where his hair and eyebrows should be, clearly identifying him as an Orid. Captain Hamatan, chair of your staff council by order of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, here to deliver a report. I'm on this council too. We'll be racking our brains on how to improve troop morale. I reckon the key is to back up our words with actions. Lead your soldiers by example. They'll be eager to follow. Drawing on my experience as a paralector, my advice is to maintain calculated moderation in every regard, be it an incentive or penalty, and to be decisive. We have no need for doubts or turmoil. I'm doomed to be your advisor, but do you know what that means? That you are doomed to listen to my advice. To start things off, here's an incredibly novel and deep thought for you. Loyalty, passion, morale, all of these can easily be bought with money. Commander, permission to report. We've encountered a problem. Although we're still getting volunteers, we're now seeing cases of desertion. Many who joined the Dresden campaign believe that their duty has been fulfilled with the victory and they're not keen on staying in the garrison. Those from Canabris wish to return home and rebuild their ruined city. Lastly, there are those who are afraid of lingering in a place where demons might show up with a retaliatory expedition at any moment. My suggestion is to improve living conditions for the privates, raise their pay, give them extra rations, reward those who have distinguished themselves on the battlefield with accommodations and gifts. Soldiers don't want to leave armies that appreciate them. I feel for those folks, but we have to convince them to stay. I think we might get some help from the servants of the gods. They'll tell the soldiers that the danger is not yet past and inspire them to keep up the fight against evil. As long as the wound is open, the whole world is in danger. We can't just go home and live like we used to, no matter how badly we want that to happen. Most of the Crusaders are volunteers, but they have no right to subvert military discipline. That kind of attitude is tantamount to treason, regardless of who expresses it. We have to identify the instigators, arrest them, and administer harsh punishments to make an example of them. This problem is quite simply solved with coin, but handing money out to privates is practically throwing it away. We need to pay the officers handsomely, then they'll figure out how to raise their subordinates' morale. Or they'll keep it to themselves. Aaron, despite being a war priest, sees little point of faith. Doesn't trust people with money. And doesn't trust people with money. Regil, find the instigators and make an example of them. Affirmative. I already have my eye on the most spirited ones. I'll apprehend them immediately. Thank you, Commander. Should any other difficulties arise that require your attention, I'll deliver a new report promptly. Let my character sleep. You see a Khalid, about 50 years old, dressed in a doublet and that looks older than its owner. Once it may have been expensive, but now it is worn and patched. A scabbardless sword hangs on his belt, covered in such a thick layer of rust that it looks more like a club. His flushed, swollen face, spongy nose, and the dark circles beneath his eyes suggest that he's a heavy drinker. When he opens his mouth to speak, your suspicion is confirmed by the stench of stale alcohol in his breath. So you're the commander, huh? Goes the little place you got here for yourself. All these walls, polished furniture, solid, commendable. I think I'll give you a medal for this. And who are you? Man groans as he straightens up, affecting a proud, noble bearing insofar as his scrupitude allows. You'll be pleased to know that I am Labradine Quintimus Heraftal, rightful heir to the throne of Iz and all Sarkoris. Everyone knows that no king has ever ruled over all Sarkoris, and there's no throne to Iz. How would you know? Have you been to Iz? Have you seen it in your own eyes? You haven't. If you haven't, maybe there was one. My pops used to tell me about the throne in the palace. It was all gold all over, and it was encrusted with all manners of crusty things like diamonds and firons and rubies and baubles. You couldn't take your eyes off of it. That's what kind of throne it was. It's all mine by right. Can you prove your claim to the throne? Of course. We aren't just some swindlers. We have all evidence. Here, look. Takes the rusty sword from his belt and shows you the hilt, which features a nearly worn-off golden crest. The grinning animal it depicts most closely resembles a shabby possum. Here, the royal similitude is the ancient symbol of the rulers of Sarkoris. I'm gonna award my chest in the shape of a crown. Of course, I'm the heir to the throne. For those who don't believe me, well, they can get lost. That's what I say. Let them go to the ruler's hall where the kings of Sarkoris are buried. There, my entire family tree has been written in stone. Go and read for yourself. So how does this drunk know about Perula's fall? I see. Soldiers, throw this imposter out of here. Hey, wait, how could you? Some commander you are. Oh, thank Rapid, I think I'm finally able to rest. That's all I wanted to do. Come here and rest. Listen, that's a lot of freaking stuff. Dressed up a little and scrounged up some saucy impudence. You could be a kept man in some noble's house. Easy work for with a very little risk. Here they pay a premium for curls. What's that? Sit in the house all day waiting for the lord or lady to swan in? No way. It may be a cur, but I ain't housebroken. And that's why I might like Wooljiff just as much as I do. That was a sound. But I think I'm going to head and save and call an episode here. That was a lot of stuff that just happened. I just wanted to rest. Was it 56? I think it was 56. Hopefully I'll be able to cut some shit out. But thank you everyone so very much for watching. When we return, I'm going to see if I can't find people in the village. Maybe see about some of these other talky bits to talky people. And then see about going out and adventuring again. Maybe. Because good lord, that corruption sucks. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying playing it. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Cheers.